Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Black Ops 6 video. And today, I've reached Prestige Master today, and it has been the most epic feeling possibly of all time. And I also did finally unlock Nebula Camo. And so the point of today's video essentially is I thought about doing something a little different, as in how to become better at BO6 essentially. So because I know there's a lot of people that possibly does have a little trouble with this game and getting used to the mechanics and everything like that that has to do with zombies, not necessarily multiplayer, of course. So and to start off here, I will start off here. I'll show some stats and everything like that just to just get an idea here. So I have 8 days worth of zombies. I've never played multiplayer. You see, I'm not even on the list of multiplayer. But for zombies, I have 8 days and 46 minutes, which is 192 hours of gameplay here, and 291 games played. So whenever I say this, it is literally, you know, I have zombies experience essentially for this game. So whether you're coming into this game to do the Easter eggs, do the camo challenges, stuff like that, this video is hopefully, to help people get used to the zombies and stuff like that. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to hop into a game, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using some of the worst stuff that I could possibly think of. Well, not even the worst stuff. Let's use something new that a new player would possibly jump into. So I want to say the XM4 possibly would be a weapon that somebody would definitely be just hopping into the game for the first time, that they'll be using for the first time. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove all attachments, and I'm going to put on my Nebula Camo, of course, but other than that, we're not going to put on anything else. So what I do suggest is suppressor. If you're using anything at all, I would highly recommend a suppressor. So whether or not you use the weapon until you unlock it or whatever, use a suppressor. But we're not worried about that today. So we'll just hop straight to the game with the M4, and we'll use the knife. It's pretty basic, and I'll use the energy mine as well. We'll start off with the basic frag grenade and concussion, because I'm pretty sure that's what they start out with. And as far as the gobble gums, I will not be using any gobble gums, because as I'm just hopping into this straight as a new player. And augments, we'll do the same thing for augments. Let's do this. Can I unequip augments? I can. So we're gonna unequip all augments here, so that way, because again, new player, you're coming into this brand new, you're not gonna know anything about augments and stuff like that. So we'll load into here with nothing at all, nothing that'll give us any kind of extra advantage. I can just do this to be a lot quicker. Why does it do that? It takes you away from like the different part. Yeah, it takes you away from the different area. That's a little irritating. But so yeah, we'll go over here. Let me click this off, these two off. Lightning, turn that off as well. Field upgrades, same difference here, which we're going to be using just energy mine, so I'll just take that off, and I'll put these stuff back on later on. So all right, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's go into a game of, let's do Liberty Falls as an example, because a lot of like new players definitely probably didn't do Terminus for the first time, so we'll just go straight into Liberty Falls here with the XM4, the knife, energy mine, concussion, and a frag grenade. So that way I can show, you know, new players and stuff who are new to Black Ops 6. Consider this is a free trial weekend, so if there's people that don't know the game itself and all that good stuff like that, this will definitely come in a lot of handy. And also, hopefully, random thought here 4 minutes in, my audio issue is fixed. This is a test video for that as well. Hopefully it is fixed. If not, I apologize once again. I still gotta work out some kinks with this thing yet again. So don't know why it was messing up, but I never checked my controller battery either. Okay, we're at 3. All right, we're good. Just making sure we still ain't good.
Security chief, the new arrivals. Could have used you sooner, but welcome just the same.
Okay, it looks
I'm in the
good.
mansion.
So,
Command center.
anyways,
Injured.
so to start off in this basic match here,
You got eyes.
in this real basic match here, if you're playing regular solo like I am, there's a free max ammo right around the corner right there. So if you're struggling with that, I also definitely do recommend as well a oh good lord, I also definitely recommend getting headshots with your gun at first, because that'll definitely be. I am lagging like crazy. Oh my god, my stuff's at 160 right now.
Hats off to me, and heads up to you.
But yeah, getting headshots is possibly a little bit better of an idea to do than a knife, funnily enough. The knife is a decent way to get points, but to be completely honest with you, it's not the best way of getting it, simply because like you don't get as many points as you do with a regular headshot from a gun. You know, it's like 10 points more, but those 10 points go a long way, especially if you're using your bullets and whatnot. If you go to get ammo, it kind of evens out anyways. But yeah, I mean, if you miss a shot, you miss a shot. You know, it's not really anything specific there. But the GS 45s right here, a definite amazing weapon to get in the early going. So what we're going to do here, actually, funnily enough, I keep lagging. This is annoying. My lag is so crazy right now. Anyways, you just come over here and grab the GS 45s, whichever kind of ammo you got. It's fine. Like, if you got, since I have the dual wield already loaded on, it turns into explosive pistol either way, and it is utterly amazing, especially if you decide to upgrade it all the way. I would suggest that 100%. Like, it's a definite good thing to use. So we'll just have that on there, and as our secondary. That's a secondary that I always recommend for a lot of newer players. I also recommend the ASG shotgun, and I also recommend the SOG SMG, and also the 762 sniper rifle. I also recommend that as well. That is an amazing weapon to use, you know, for this stuff here. All right. I gotta get to the root why I'm lagging. Hold on a second. Give me a minute. Right, hopefully this works a little better. My latency's still pretty high there, but we'll see here. If not, I will try something else entirely. But it will take just a second here. Anyways, all right. So that's probably about as much information that I can suggest here in the early goings. I mean, if you do have any gobble gums whatsoever, you know, grab it out of the gobble gum machine. Come over here, hit this. Sometimes it'll give you nice free stuff that you can use. There is also this area up here. I don't suggest doing that until you have double points, because that way, if you got double points, you can literally just get extra points for killing them all, basically, and it works a lot better, I think, for that reason. So, but go ahead, kill these guys. So once I get to a higher round, on the map and stuff like that, then I will catch up back to you guys then. So that's just the early setup things that I have here. Grab the GS 45s off the wall. Just go for headshots. I mean, you can knife if you want, but you know, it's only 105 points. When you get a headshot, it's 115. So it's a big difference between which ones that you're going to do and stuff like that. So those are just the things that I highly recommend doing in the early setups here. And if you have a suppressor, you should definitely be getting a lot more salvage drops than what I'm getting here with no suppressor. So even if you want to hop in, level up your gun just enough to where you get the suppressor, so that way you don't have to worry about, you know, hop in, so then on your next game you can come in and get extra stuff and everything, or extra salvage for your weapon and all that. but yeah, other than that, I will skip to the part where I'm at a higher round, and I will catch you guys then. Alright, so it's been a few minutes later, and I just killed a zombie to where he dropped the double points, so I'll pick it up and then show you guys from here. So let them break the door down and just take them all down. I mean, you can use a knife here as well. Like if you run out of ammo, like anything like that, it'll work all the same. And also, I would also, if you want to try and take the time, I've done it once in my entire time playing this game, but if you save the double points enough to where you get over here and shoot the bonus points up here, then you could get a free 1,000 points instead of 500 points. I mean, it's just, that part's completely up to you, however you would rather do it. But I always go this way first. I open up this door here, and then it's a mixture of grabbing quick revive and the armor, like whatever I have enough points for. So a lot of times I stay in the beginning area till about round 7. Because that's normally when your gun, especially assault rifles, will start to kind of not be as feasible. So it's better to save up as many points as you possibly can, because obviously I'll come here and grab the upgrade. On Liberty Falls, I recommend the fire upgrade, because both the abomination that spawns in and the Mangler are extremely weak to fire, so I highly recommend that. I highly recommend having those two things there. But other than that, try to see if there's anything else really that's good advice here for the early goings. It's mostly the rest of the stuff mostly is for high rounds. If I think of something as I go, then I will unpause the recording and then get right back to where I was ahead of time. So, but yeah, so I'll keep going, and then we'll make a move on into the next area of the map, which is right over here. So again, I opened up this side of the map mostly so I can grab quick revive, because this is one of the most important perks that you can have, even in the early goings here, and most simply because, you know, it gives you an extra amount of not extra, but it heals you a lot faster. So instead of 6 seconds, it heals you in 3 seconds. You'll start recovering a lot quicker, and especially if you have the augments on it, like later on, I'd highly recommend getting it if you have like decent augments and stuff like that on it. But yeah, so we'll try to save up 4,000 so then we can get that. But this will be the first time I buy ammo for the XM4, M4, whatever you want to say, and first time buying ammo for it. So normally, you know, you don't run out of ammo until fairly late, which is about correct here. So let's go ahead and take all these guys out here. Collect this. I'm still lagging so bad. I tried to do my fix and it didn't work. And we got a free nuke, so that was nice. Alright, so now we buy level 2 armor. So after we get level 2 armor, head out the barricade here. So now in near death experience. Wow, that was actually pretty lucky. So in this area, I will jump here, crouch, get the free 100 points from the perk machine. Sometimes there'll be 2 zombies sitting here, and other times there's a zombie sitting there, which I don't see him, and there's a zombie sitting there, so you can get a nice free headshot from that. And I stay in this middle area until I get 9,000 points, which a lot of times, since I left the beginning room just a little early, I will not be worrying about that at the moment, so I'll still be here until I get 9,000 points. So this will be the only area that I sit in until I reach 9,000. And if you're wondering why 9,000 points, it's simply because 9,000 points basically just so that way I can get into the next room over here and get Pack-a-Punch and all that good stuff and make my way into there, and that's mostly the reason why. And also, I also really highly suggest doing the head Easter egg up here, which, as you can see, the head on a pike right there. I highly recommend doing that, and the reason being is because you get a free ether tool from it, which will upgrade your weapon rarity. So once we stay in this room until round 9, or 9,000 points, whichever one that you get, with the green rarity weapon, you can do it. It's very doable. It may get a little rough, but we'll make it work, and then I'll show the way around it if I don't lag myself to death here. So So essentially, what will happen is we'll run around the zombies here just a little bit, just kind of try and train them. The main thing to note is the same kind of stuff that I've said for the last several years about training zombies and everything, is that, you know, don't be afraid to get hit by the zombies. Like, getting hit is definitely not as bad as not, you know. So if you're sitting here training them, you're getting yourself some critical kills, get it to the point where they line up kind of like this, so that way all you got to do is just shoot them to death. Excuse me while I literally lag to a little hell and back. Good God, my latency is at 200. Don't ask me why it's so bad. I don't know. It's been doing fine all day. Well, anyway, so we got insta kill, which will be trivial for this. Now, if you're going for camos, insta kill, I do not recommend picking up insta kill if you're going for camos. Reason being is because it is a little bit harder to get headshots with insta kill, because sometimes you accidentally shoot their shoulder blade and it kills them, and that way you're completely screwed for camos and stuff like that. So it does kind of suck. I did pick up the GS45s, of course, I mean, as you saw. So I did pick it up. I do have it dual weld. If you don't have it dual weld, again, it is okay if you don't have it dual weld. You just got to use the weapon until it levels up, because it is double XP. So, I mean, essentially, if you use just these pistols, you're going to be taken to a fairly... It's not going to take you too long to level up this pistol all the way. I think it took me about 1 or 2 games of using the pistols on one of the other double XP weekends that they have to get it all the way up, which was definitely not extremely long. But another key thing to note here about training zombies and stuff, you can jump on top of different items. So, you know, say I'm sitting here, I'm just jumping around the porch, jumping on top of the car to get away and around from the zombies. Because as it is okay to not freak out when you get hit by the zombies, make sure you try to stay away like as long as possible. But I'll use the energy mine here, blow up my car, the car here. And there you go. I just wiped the entire round here. So now I'm on round 9, and I have not reached 9,000 points yet. So, however, if you want to go into the next area, you can. But I always recommend I always recommend going on this side, mostly because of quick revive. I used to go from here and then go through the bank right there to where I get Juggernog open. But I think that Pack-a-Punch is probably just a little bit better to use, unless you're not comfortable having low health. Like, if you're not comfortable having a low amount of health, I definitely understand. Like, you know, definitely don't be risking yourself if, you know, you don't need to be. But yeah, so see there, we'll grab the double points. If I wasn't lagging, I wouldn't have gotten hit there. But yeah, look at that. That gave us 10,000 points. So now we can go ahead and leave. So yeah, my lag there. Look at that. All right. So we also have 900 salvage, which of course we're going to be doing the head Easter egg up there. So open this up, and we got Pack-a-Punch already. So as soon as we go ahead. Our weapon is going to be an absolute pretty decent monster for the time being. And then if we go over here, now, also stuff that I recommend doing, try to load them up in the church a little bit. Don't go for these crystals until you know that you're good off, because if you go for the crystals, I mean, unless you're comfortable doing so, like I'm doing here, because a lot of times they'll have some extra salvage parts in them. So if you miss, sometimes they'll have like extra grenades and stuff, so that way if you miss the head when you're trying to do it, sometimes they'll have extra stuff here, which you can throw. You can throw concussion grenades, I believe. You don't have to have any explosives per se, so you can use concussive grenades, anything like that, and that will also help you as well. So I'll show you here how to throw a concussive grenade, and there you go. So I blew up the head with the concussion. So now we'll get a raining head Easter egg. And we'll pick up the chopper gunner. So the chopper gunner is definitely extremely usable for exfil, and I recommend holding on to it for exfil unless emergencies. The emergency, of course, being if you're about to die, like you're getting trapped in a corner and you're about to die. But Black Ops 6, honestly, the zombies offers a lot of different ways for you to get out of stuff. So use it as like your plan C. And I did something wrong here. I actually meant to wait till round 10. Wait till round 10. Because if you wait till round 10, that's when you'll get a blue ether tool. But we'll just put it on our knife. Like, putting it on your knife is always a safe way to do it. But instead, we'll just go ahead and buy the blue. It's no big deal. Buy the blue, get the blue, wait till round 10, get the blue. Doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as you get the blue rarity. And so that way, your gun will be a pretty decent-sized mini monster here nearly going. Between round 10 and, I want to say, like, maybe a little bit before the abomination spawns in, your gun's going to be pretty viable for until that point. Especially now since we'll put the napalm burst on it. Your gun is going to be tearing up manglers between the next round, so, which of course I'll showcase that as soon as the mangler spawns in. So I'll survive until then, and then once the mangler comes in, then I will show you guys how it does against the mangler. Okay, so we're round 11, and I also killed him because he disappears. So you're round 11, and let's say you go over here and you see Dennis Riffle, the guy. He dressed like this. So just remember what he looks like. He's real skinny with that. So if you take him out, you'll pick up the tool shed key, which will allow you to build the jet gun. Now, I highly suggest building the wonder weapon if you're very uncomfortable, but we will. I'll show it here. And if you notice, I do not have any perks yet. So even though I should, because I'm lagging like absolute dog shit crazy. So what we're going to do, we're going to try to take out this mangler here. Sorry, give you an idea. So yeah, your gun definitely very, very decent against manglers, anything of the sort. So we will throw another grenade here. Just try and save up points to where you can get more than one perk at a time when you go over to buy something. So director's mode, of course, will have the Wonder Fizz machine already out for you if you play directed mode. It'll already have it out for you, so you don't really necessarily have to worry about it. But since we don't have it right now, of course, it spawns in this location right there. So if you're wondering where the Wonder Fizz spawns in, if you don't know what the Wonder Fizz is, it is literally, it gives you all the perks in the map. Every perk, not even in the map, but like all together, it gives you all the perks. So melee and buy the perk. If you melee it first, you'll just buy it outright and you don't gotta worry about it. Now, since I'm not doing any camo challenges, there is a glitch that's still not passed yet that you can do to open this up right here. You can open this up, and the bank area will become an entire just camping spot for you or your team if you're playing, you know, co-op. And it helps out a heck of a lot. It helps out a lot whenever you're playing solo, because it sucks because you don't have anywhere you can sit at. The zombies just spawn all around you all the time, and like you got to stay on your toes every 2 minutes when you're playing, like solo, even just anything. You have the option to turn on arachnophobia as well if you are arachnophobe and you don't like spiders. You can turn that on if you feel uncomfortable with the spiders. It's in the pause menu. But my lag is so bad, it doesn't even show me putting the armor on. It's so funny. Alright, so I'll show you where to drop down at if you want to try and do that. Open that one side for yourself. I'll show you where that's at as well. So, come over here, and then you buy this, and then you'll drop down. I'll show you. I didn't open up that barricade in the ice cream shop, which is right here. I didn't open that up. But, see, it gives you the option. Buy it. And there you go. So, we didn't do that. So, since I bought the bank already straight to Juggernog, so that way, by the time this round comes along, you have Jug. Since you got a Pack-a-Punch weapon, you're kind of in a good position to not really die. So, and the other main thing to note is always keep an eye on your armor. It's so important to armor up. It's not even funny. If you don't armor up, that's like literally a life or death situation, whether or not it comes to actually being decently armored. Now I know there's a lot of stuff that's real tempting. So wall weapons, mystery box. I do not suggest grabbing any of the mystery boxes, wall weapons, or anything until round 30. And the reason being is because you get a higher chance to get legendary weapons or wonder weapons even out of the mystery box at round 30. Now, if you got a wall weapon like this, now these are different every single time. So it's round 14. This is purple rarity, which is actually fairly good. I suggest waiting until that, until they're legendary, which is again about round 30 to get them, because that way they will be fairly good by that point, so that you don't got to worry about getting a worse weapon than what you currently have. But if you have the GS45s, these are probably one of the best weapons in the game that you can have alongside, and I will take you guys there right now. The other weapon that is fairly awesome to get as well is the 762 sniper rifle. So I kind of exchanged these two type of weapons out because I really like the sniper rifle's explosive capability, which is this one. When you pack a punch that sniper and these pistols in my hand, they become absolute mega cannons, and they are probably the best guns in the game. Yeah, for that, I leave these doors closed, if you're wondering, and the reason being is because this is a training area. So there are different training areas that you can use. A lot of times I go down this long hallway, but there have been times where I've died because, of course, when you're shooting down this hallway and you're killing zombies, when you turn around, they're going to be spawning in more on this side, whether it be up top in the graveyard, looks like that, or whether it be in front of you even. They don't care. They will be spawning directly in front of you, all around you. And I'm lagging to death, so I'm fucking went down. I was up here, and then my body was down there when I went down, so. But if I wasn't lagging, I would have died, I promise. Jesus Christ. My latency keeps going up and down. But again, this is all about survivability. So let's say you don't have the augments yet either, which right now says double XP. You're gonna have a good amount of augments and stuff like that to get. We'll come over here, just grab Juggernog again. Fairly simple. Yada yada. Now, the main goal that I try to push myself to be at a certain point is by round 26, or 25, 26, somewhere in there before round 30. I want to be able to have a Pack-a-Punch level 3 and a legendary gold rarity weapon. And the reason being is because once you get past round 30, your bullet weapons are going to be useless, and you might as well use wonder weapons or the GS45 or the L762 sniper rifle. And again, reason being is because the guns start to crap out so bad by that round that it's not even funny. Since we don't have these Pack-a-Punch, they're not really going to do much. But I do plan on Pack-a-Punching these, so what I'm going to do is come over here, and I am going to grab PhD Flopper, which will come in handy. Make sure you lay it. Grab that.
Is this what Maya means by getting blitzed?
And there we go. So now we'll come in here, shoot these. Now there are different Easter eggs in this map that you can do, like the bowling Easter egg, which, funnily enough, I've never done. I know how to do, but I've never done the bowling Easter egg. It is a pretty fun thing to do. If you're interested in doing it. But stamina ups in here. They also got some free zombies in here if you want to take these guys out as well, and stuff like that. So yeah, this is also another excellent training spot. Now they definitely made a bunch of good training spots for you to use. However, it is a little different to try and get used to the amount of zombies that's going to be coming at you at one time. So just be prepared for that to end up happening, because you're going to have a bunch of zombies in here all at once, especially once we get here to round 15. So round 16, it's either 15 or 16, I believe, the big boy spawns. Okay, it's this round. I hear him. So here's big boy. So again, if I didn't have to buy Jug, I would probably be able to get a Pack-a-Punched level 2 weapon, which is kind of ideal. But if you're struggling against the Abomination or anything like that, I mean, it's not too bad. Just wait for his mouth to be open, which they've made it to where his mouth opens up just a little bit more than it used to, I believe, because I see his mouth open, and it's a little easier to shoot a lot more than it was when the game first released. But we'll try to get some of these zombies out of our way here. But yeah, he likes to roar a lot, which is a little annoying. But alright, we gotta be careful now since we got that, but we want this nuke here. The nuke will stun the big boys for just a couple of minutes or seconds, whatever. But so if you get a nuke like I did, then it's, you know, it's pretty trivial. But if not, just shoot the mouth. That's really all you gotta do. Wait till the mouth's open, shoot the mouth, and move on with your life. That's about it. So we have enough points now, and I'm going to go ahead and pack a punch the GS45s and show these off a little bit. So, here, a big boy coming in there. So, I also recommend third-person mode, actually, a good amount. So, if you have not used third-person mode, I suggest trying it out. It does help out a lot when it comes to what you're trying to do. It definitely helps. Like so, if you are very unsure about doing first person mode or even just third person, just give it a try. It's not that bad actually. But yeah, so these are the GS45 pistols. They are absolute monsters, and unless you're lagging like me, you're probably not going to go. It is definitely not a guarantee. Now once you get to round 25, the Wonder Fizz will spawn in, and the one perk that I highly recommend grabbing as soon as it spawns in is Vulturate. And the reason being is because your amount of salvage and everything like that will literally double, and if not double, then like at least by like half, like at least a little bit. So that way you can get extra salvage and some free little ammo drops and stuff like that, which will definitely come in a lot of handy. So at the meantime, so right now we'll come over here. Let's upgrade our XM4 to purple rarity. Okay, look at that zombie. So yeah, so now your gun is at a purple rarity. So your base gun that you use started out with the loadout weapon. Your basic weapon here, which is again fairly decent. You just gotta learn to jump. That's all you gotta do. If you learn to jump properly and dodge properly, then you know you should be able to get through no problem. So there are a lot of areas to train at as well. So up here in the graveyard, this area or cemetery, whatever, is a very good place to go. So I'll also go up here. Training up here is a very good way to go. You know, just running around like this through the cemetery. The zombies will be following you, of course. Up here is also another pretty okay place to train in. I've kind of downed a couple of times in this area. It's a little hard to get the zombies correct. The road down here, another good place to train. Up here, another good place to train. It's like if you come down this way, Liberty Falls definitely was made for casual, which is exactly why we're playing this map, because this map definitely appeals more to casuals than Terminus and Citadel de Mor, which are both amazing maps. They're probably my favorite two maps. But Liberty Falls, I mean, it's definitely a lot better than I think a lot of us in the zombies community anticipated it to be. So you see me lagging so bad, I'm like teleporting here. Now, if you blow up the car and you got PhD, you don't take any damage, so do not worry about that. So it's gonna make it seem like you do, but you really don't. So don't freak out about that. But yeah, so GS45 pistols, I have them dual weld, but if you have them single, then you're gonna be doing the same amount of damage that I'm doing essentially just with one pistol. So don't freak out about that. They just both, my lag was so bad there, they both just like laid down. Okay. So we are almost able to get a Pack-a-Punch level 2 weapon. So we are going to be doing that next round. So, and then yeah, so then after that I will go over when we leave from here. I'm gonna try and get to round 20. So that way I can also show like exfilling and stuff like that, just to give you guys an idea. So, but we'll come here, and I normally whenever I play just a normal game of zombies, just to, you know, do whatever, I always try to exfil on round 31, and the reason being is because the weapons get crappier. So unless you plan on using a wonder weapon for a long time, because you're trying to do that one challenge where you got to get 10,000 kills with wonder weapons or whatever, you know, I'd suggest not staying past round 31, or if you're going for high rounds, because 31 is, especially if you're playing co-op, it is a nightmare. It is special zombie city when it comes to that. This is a visual glitch. The way to fix it, just go back out, go back in, and it'll fix it. Look at that full armor. Max armor. But yeah, so because our pistols aren't really upgraded to pass green, they're not going to be doing as much as they should be doing. So don't freak out. Why is it doing less damage than what you said? Well, it's because I only have it at green rarity and pack punch level 1, which will come over here and upgrade it to blue, and it'll be a little better. So that's that. And now this boy here spawned in. Since we got insta kill on, and we'll do a little extra damage to him, but not very much, since we don't really have their weakness. So as you see, when you get their weakness right here, yeah, it'll affect them a pretty good amount, so you don't got to worry about that too much. But now, a quick way of taking them down is throwing a grenade in their mouth, which of course that's what they did in for the Forsaken Easter egg, I believe. You throw a grenade straight in his mouth, and it's going to take him out. It's going to take his head out pretty quickly, so I definitely recommend that. Oh my god, it's angry. Uh-oh. I don't know how I'm not dead yet. That was crazy. My lag there is insane. There we go.
Yes, that was close.
Alright.
Frag going out.
My lag was not this bad this morning. Kaboom! It's crazy how bad my lagging is right now. Alright. Well, we got an extraction, so we'll go ahead and call in for the extraction, and then I'll show the extraction method and then make our way out of here. Yeah. Alright. So now we're coming down here for exfil. That hurt. That hurt just a little bit. That hurt just a little bit. So, come here and call it in. Voila. So it's normally going to spawn in on the roof. If you do it at earlier rounds, the area that you're going to be at earlier rounds is actually right here. This will the exfil be, but once you get to round 20, it will be here instead. So the thing I recommend doing, just survive as long as you can against the zombies. Just let them spawn them, just let them spawn themselves in here, so that way all that you got to do. So we'll just, you know, use these. Whenever you feel like you're about to go, pull out that freaking chopper gunner and just start blowing them to smithereens. Now, most of the time, they're all going to be on the roof. Sometimes they'll be at a different area, which it is a little annoying when they are, when it does happen. But, so we'll just take them all down. Oh, the big boy is at the bottom there. Are you kidding me? The main thing to try to do is kill the abomination down here. Because if not, trying to get rid of him will be annoying, but we got him, so we're good. And yeah, you definitely only have a limited amount of time before the helicopter leaves, of course. Or not leaves, but the zombies will kill the helicopter. Even if you got one zombie left, you'll just have like 50,000 zombies all at one time just tackling the helicopter. And it never makes any sense, but I mean, but yeah, it's whatever. So, So, other than that, that is probably, we'll go over the augments and stuff. So when you start going to the point where you start unlocking augments and all that good stuff, I'll go through the augments and everything, and then I'll show you guys the ones that I equip, so that way you can see which augments that I use and whether or not that you can use the same ones or which ones you like the most and stuff like that. So hopefully it doesn't fucking die here, but but anyways. Oh gosh, this needs to be fixed so bad. That needs to be fixed so bad. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so I'll come over here to augments. I'll equip some augments. So for stamina, I personally recommend Dasher, and I also recommend using equipment while sprinting. So you can also gain speed boost after your equipment kills an enemy, but for this one you can actually do shit while you're running, and it actually helps a lot better. Increase tactical sprint duration. I tactical sprint all the time, so I personally use this. I mean, immune to fall damage. There's not really many areas that are really tall in height, so I don't really see why, because honestly it makes me think that they're going to be doing some more open world shit later on down the road, because that's in here. But quick revive, if you're playing solo, I recommend Dying Wish very heavily. If you're playing with people, I highly recommend Equivalent Exchange. EMT, excuse me. Equivalent Exchange is garbage. Do not use Equivalent Exchange unless you have like a wonder weapon, or if you plan on getting a wonder weapon, stuff like that, because Equivalent Exchange just makes it to where you have a basic pistol and that's all you get to use, and it is actually kind of garbage. And for this one, any three of these can just kind of help here. If you reviving ally who's to full health, increase your time and last stand for yourself, and swift recovery. I choose swift recovery most of the time when I'm reviving allies, so that way both of us can just hurry up and get away after you pick one of the people up or whatever. Juggernog, turtle shell is a little better than it used to be, but unfortunately, you still take damage on the front. Full damage, it doesn't matter. So he's supposed to act like a shield like it did in the old COD zombie way, which is okay, but I suggest reactive armor. It is one of the best augments for Jug. Anyways, every time that armor plate breaks and they're stunned for like a couple seconds, it is utterly amazing, especially if you're trying to get yourself out of a jam. Hardened plates, which you have more damage mitigation, which means that you'll be able to take like 1 or 2 more hits before your armor ends up breaking. This also increases armor durability, helps. Maximum health with Juggernog. If you're having trouble with the fire sword step in Citadel de Mora, I highly recommend Probiotic for that step, simply because it gives you 300 health and just a little more leeway for you to get to the sword, so that way it's a little easier. Melee Macchiato, I know a lot of people like to use Vampiric Extraction. I personally like Espresso. I like to be able to attack like instantaneously. And then I also use Strength Training or Stick and Move. Each one of those works pretty decent. Hidden Impact also, like there's no really wrong choice here. I personally like it because it is a couple more rounds, but it also means that you can one-hit zombies with your melee weapons rather than just your punch, which is what I highly recommend. Speed Cola, classic formula. That is the way to go. You can do Phantom Reload. That's also not too bad. Field Upgrades charge a bit faster. It's slightly faster. It is like this much faster. It's barely anything. And I use Quick Swap, which swap weapons faster. I use Speedy Roulette as well when I was going for the camo. I was using that, but for this one, I suggest just not worrying about it. Vulture Aid, I suggest Smell of Death and Carrying Luggage. Critical kills have a chance to drop extra. Salvage is key in this game. It is right there next to just points in this game. It is utterly, to me, it's a necessity. I think Vulture Aid is an absolute amazing perk to have, for pretty much anything, any map. Picky Eater is a decent one for your current equipment if you don't feel like going and buying it, but if you're dropping extra salvage, you'll get the salvage to buy the stuff that you need. PhD Flopper, I recommend PhD Slider, and I Oh, excuse me. And I also recommend Tribologist because sliding distance and speed are increased. I slide everywhere. This is probably one of the fastest ways to get around the maps. So I definitely suggest those two. Deadshot Daiquiri. I definitely suggest Dead First. It is an amazing one. It's double critical damage if enemies at full health. So when you shoot the enemy at full health, you even have a chance to just kill them in one shot. And it is utterly amazing. Special zombies as well if your gun is a high enough level. After that, increased damage to armor pieces. Amazing one. This armored zombies are an absolute problem. They fucking suck. Advanced movement. Who cares? Hip fire spread. If you're playing zombies, unless you're doing challenges, I don't fire from the hip very often. I'll do it occasionally if I just feel like spray firing, whatever, but I don't do it like every single time I play the game. For elemental pop, I suggest Electric Cherry, and any one of these is actually pretty good, but I suggest Vulnera Beam because slightly increased enemy elemental weakness damage. I like it personally because, of course, there's so many elite zombies and they're weak to something at least. So it helps you a lot in the long run for that. But all these are also pretty good. Random ammo mod, I mean, come on, and then reduce all ammo mod cooldowns, which is pretty good. Same for these two. I mean, this one actually has a pretty decent all-around stuff. So. But other than that, for ammo mods, I use Big Game on literally everything, and I just have it to where it just deals more damage to zombies. Napalm Burst, same thing. I just have it to where it deals more damage. Why does it do that? Oh, I hate that. I just like being able to freeze because like you can use any of these are good. But I personally like freezing elite enemies because they get annoying sometimes. So, you know. But yeah, I like increasing the damage on everything. Charming elite enemies is probably one of the best things ever. And you can increase it, so that's also pretty good. Shadow Rift, elite enemies. It's funny as fuck when you shoot a mangler and it activates and they're like the big ass dudes are teleported and all of a sudden you see them just it is funny as shit. I definitely and I like targeted too because it's funny watching them fall into zombies, so I just use that because it's funny. Big Game, I use that because when they drop 3 of the healing glyphs, it still takes half their health bar, even amalgams, and it is utter amazing. And also, if you have this on for the ghast, it is perfect for them. It definitely works really good because they're weak to this, so it definitely helps really good. And also, I have it to where it replenishes more health when consumed. So those are basically it. And then Energy Mine, I like using the Energy Mine will split into 3 mines, and also Siren. So once it splits into 3 mines, it goes out and it still attracts the enemies with those 3. So all 3 of them become a zombie, you know, pretty much like a monkey bomb. You get 3 monkey bombs with 1 charge because the zombies all head towards the sound, which is perfect in my opinion. So, but yeah, and the other field upgrades I use Frenzy Fire extension, extra charge, resilience, static presence, void stealth, extra charge, static discharge, and overclocked. Those are the ones that I use for the other field upgrades. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and put on, this is the actual, so I use the Gumball Ballistics one. That's actually what I use most of the time. And I like Frenzied Guard. I use the Stem Shot, and I like using Simtex a lot more. They're just a little more viable, I think. But other than that, that's all I got time for today, guys. I'm so sorry that I was lagging a whole bunch, but I hope you enjoyed it all the same, and hopefully you learned something. If you're, you know, new to zombies, hopefully this does actually help you. Just remember to always refill your armor. Train zombies like as much as possible. Make sure to try and use what the elite zombies are weak to and the special zombies, so that way at least have one weapon for one type of zombie, another weapon for another type of zombie, or even the wonder weapon. Each one doesn't matter, so that way they're a little bit more tolerable for you to face, so you don't really have to stress as much when they spawn in the map. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Make sure you use code Zacultra in the W store for 10% off your order, and I will see you guys on my next video. Goodbye.